after the decision was made by NASA that they would use a water landing, we became interested in understanding the spacecraft design risk, because the current Orion spacecraft is considerably larger than the one on Apollo, even though it looks the same. And in the process, we stumbled on some modern design technique to predict design conditions. And we started trying to understand, how do we anchor the models? We then were asked to take a look at, can we get some experimental data? And so we had a program put together with a full-size vehicle shape that we would drop in the water and collect a lot of very targeted data to give the modelers real data under controlled conditions that they could use as a benchmark to see how well the simulations they ran replicated the measurements we made. And that's where we ran into Altair. Our company was given the task of doing the pressure measurements. We're going to try to understand what the vehicle did when it hit the water. We can inertially, with special instrumentation, we can measure how it behaves, but the pressure forces on the outside that cause that were essentially unknown. And so our job was to instrument the vehicle and collect pressures. Altair supported us in that by doing some modeling studies at the same time to make sure that the data we collected was the kind of data that they would need to assess the modeling. And they did a very thorough job of proving out their modeling technique would give good answers, so that we weren't confused by any differences. Are they real, or are they caused by something? So it turned out to be a longer partnership than either of us thought when we started it, and it's been a very rewarding one. When we did these drop tests, take a crane and take a spacecraft and drop it in the water under controlled conditions. We did that at the Aberdeen Test Center up in Maryland. And it was one of these, it's like so many big technical projects, they're expensive and you try to get as much done in a short period of time. So we had a test team on site that did all the drops and collected the data, and they just had enough time to say the instrumentation is working, but they had no time to evaluate whether the data we were collecting looked funny or if it was looking good. So Altair, being on the West Coast, hosted a night shift where we would take the day's captured data, and then they could come in late afternoon and stay pretty late at night and analyze the data and send a report back to the East Coast that says, when you guys get ready to go to work, here's what we saw last night, and here are things you might want to do over again. So it turned out to be a very, very constructive relationship.